Hello, everyone. This is Jonas, and I'm excited to give you a tour of our creator app for Playlayer. And let's get started with talking about what Playlayer is. Playlayer is a platform that allows creators to publish their favorite 3D assets and for their fans and their collectors and the larger Playlayer community to be able to experience those assets in augmented reality. So first, I've navigated us over to playlayer.xyz. This is the entry point for creators. And the website is freely available right now. You will see a number of layers on this website. These layers would be sort of akin to what you might call a channel, if you will, if this was YouTube, for example. Um, Layers are created by creators and they hold a mixture of assets, both 3D assets and 2D assets that creator has published. Here's an example of a layer called the Neon DAO layer. I created this layer with assets that were owned by Neon DAO. It's got some architectural items, it's got a CloneX, and it's got a variety of two-dimensional images from the Terraform collection as well. Okay, so that's kind of a very high level of what you're seeing on the site. The first thing you have to do when you come here is you have to create an account. You can do that by clicking on the connect button and logging in. We use a Web3 login process here that you can sign in with Google, you can sign in with your Apple account, or you can use your own email to get a login code in order to do so. Um, the account that you have on Playlayer XYZ will be the same account that you'll need to use when you log into the iOS app as well. And you'll have the same login process for both. Now, once you first log in, you are only going to be in viewer mode. And if you want to become a creator, or if I've invited you to be a creator, we will take your login information and we will manually give you the creator role. Right now, we're ramping up creators slowly onto the platform as we're just getting started. We want to have good relationships with our early creators, get great feedback from them, and then use that to gradually expand and open up the number of creators on our platform. So in this case, I have the creator role assigned to me, and I now can experience the website. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my icon for my PFP here. You can control all that through through this part of the website, and I've been taken to my own profile page here. You'll see two main things: layers and assets, as I talked about. Now, we'll start with the asset library. The asset library holds holds here, as you can see, tiles of all of the different 3D assets that I've uploaded to the system. Now, I personally am not a 3D asset creator, at least not in any sort of scale, and so I've been scouring the internet for freely available assets that are licensable under Creative Commons, for example, that I can share on my layers. Some creators are going to do that. Some creators are going to use things like photogrammetry to create their own scans of things. And many of you are, very talented artistic creators, game creators who have your own process for delivering assets. So in this case, I'm showing you a collection of assets that were created by many great creators that I have put into layers here on the system. Okay, so a couple things about assets. Let's take a look at this asset right here. This is an arc, and when you click on the asset here, you'll get a barcode that encourages people to download the app so you can experience it. The arc itself was created by Kurt, who goes by Untitled XYZ on Twitter. It is a 3D architectural structure, for example, and the asset has a couple of key elements associated with it. It has a title, it has a description, it has an image that is shared through these tiles, and then it has a 3D model file. Currently, Playlayer supports two kinds of models. It supports the .usdz file type and the .reality file type. We've focused on these two model types because they are the models that are most prominent with the Apple ecosystem. With the Vision Pro headset that was recently announced, the .usdz, .reality type files are going to become very prominent. And most asset types that are 3D can be turned into .usdz files. .glb, which is a very common asset type, clearly um, can be can be automatically converted into .usdz with Reality Converter, which is built into Apple's operating system. Okay, so what I wanted to show you first here is how to upload an asset. Now, let me first share that one of the layers that I've been building is a layer called Real Places. Real Places is a really fun exploratory layer where I am sharing 3D assets that have been created based on real locations. So I have the Roman baths and the Eiffel Tower and the Colosseum and the Arc de Triomphe. Some really fun assets that in many cases can be explored on your phone life size, and you can kind of walk around inside these things, which is super interesting. And then I have a series of 2D assets as well here that I can also talk about here. So I'm going to add a new 3D asset to my Real Places layer. And in order to do this, the first thing I have to do is I have to go to my asset library and I have to upload an asset. Now, here's where I'm going to put in the title and all those kinds of things. First of all, where did I get my assets from? This, as I said, is going to be very different for different people, but I'm using Sketchfab as a great source for freely available 3D assets that are licensable under the Creative Commons with attribution, for example. Here's one for the Statue of Liberty that I picked out earlier. It's freely available to download. It's requires the CC attribution, so I have to credit the creator with these credits. And then you can see that here on Sketchfab, these are available in many different formats. The USDZ format seems to be standard for most Sketchfab downloads. That's what we're going to take advantage of, although you could also do the GLB one and then convert it. So for the purposes of the Statue of Liberty here, I'm going to name my asset the Statue of Liberty. I am going to insert the CC attribution that was from Sketchfab here. In addition, if I was a true creator here and this was an artistic creation that I wanted to talk about, I could put in a much more robust description here. And then choose a preview image. I have already created a preview image for the Statue of Liberty. We recommend a square preview image. And what you put in here is really up to you. We're hoping that creators create interesting imagery for the representation of their asset. In this case, this is a image that was generated by Midjourney through my Midjourney account from the text, the Statue of Liberty. And so that's what I have here that I'm going to use as my preview image. And then I'm going to upload the file associated with this. One of the interesting things about uploading from a Mac is that you have to click on this show options and then you have to click on all files in order to actually be able to see the USDZs that are available for you. So here's that asset that I downloaded. I am going to stick it here and then I'm going to save this process, and the platform is now going to upload that asset into my collection of assets. And you'll see here now that it's shaded with this pattern, which means that it's not visible to anyone except for myself. I'm going to go ahead and make it visible here just so that we can use it for our demo purposes. Now that I've uploaded this asset into my collections, the next thing I have to do is place it on one of my layers so that users can explore it. And so in this case, now I go over to my layers and I look at all of the layers that I have either created or layers that I've favorited. So I have layers by Alex, by Claire, so forth and so on. And soon we'll be favoriting your layer that you've created as well. So I'm going to go into real places here. And again, back to this collection of assets. The first thing I need to do now is I need to tether that asset that I just loaded to this layer. That's what this little pin is for up here. I click on that pin and it says tether asset to layer. And I have all of the assets that I've created here. I'm going to tether the Statue of Liberty to this layer. And there it is. And I can still see all of the details about it here, but it's now assigned to this layer. Now, the other thing that I could do is I could add a 2D image to this layer as well. We call these stickies, at least that's the working name for them. And any 2D image can be deployed through augmented reality either as a flat surface or as a wall surface. So the sticky images have URLs linked to them as well. It's a way for you to be able to advertise anything you want to advertise in the context of the 3D assets that you're deploying. Here I'm doing it with a map just for fun. And it's very simple to add an image, upload an image, and add a link to it. Okay, so now that I've added this asset into this layer, that's the entire process. That's how easy it is to upload an asset to Playlayer. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to jump over to the app so that you can see what this new Statue of Liberty looks like there. Okay, now we're going to take a quick look at things in the Playlayer app. Um, in the Playlayer app, we have the ability to look at all the different layers. We have a featured layers tab as well. We're not sure exactly the monetization model around featured layers, but if you're interested in having your layer featured, please reach out to me. We can talk about that. And so in here, we can go and look at the real places layer. And then, we can look at all the assets that are available here. We see the Statue of Liberty was the one that we most recently added here. And we can explore an AR. And now we're looking at my table, and I can place the Statue of Liberty right there on the table, turn her around. There she is. Great. And maybe I'll add another asset over here, like, I don't know, let's add the Arc de Triomphe right there. Put that over there behind her. There we got the statue and the arc enjoying themselves together. Maybe we'll drop, I don't know, maybe let's drop the Roman bath right in here too. Why not? There it is. We've got everything all together. And then last but not least, maybe we'll put a map of the world up here over this artwork that I have here in my dining room. There we go. There we go. We got the map of the world. We got the arc. We got the lady and the bath all together. So that's how Playlayer works. Your job is to upload amazing assets that people can play with into layers that are compelling. You can add 2D images as well, what we are calling stickies, so that completes the scene. And then you need to share it socially with your followers and your community so that they all can come and engage with your assets. We really appreciate you listening here today. Please join us over on our Discord where we can talk real time about any particular challenges, questions, or opportunities that you see. We'd love to have you tell us how you think this project should grow. So thanks again, and we will look forward to seeing your creations.